Hello everyone, and welcome back to day 19 of the 30-day build challenge with me, Nusi. Today we're tackling a very fun project. We have been going very fantasy and almost cottagecore with our last couple builds, except for the froggy. That's just plain cute. And today I want to try something a little bit more modern, not as modern as the frog. That's a modern style for me. But I was actually thinking about doing a townhouse already for today. And then my good friend Duke gave me a suggestion to do a French cafe. So let's combine the build and do something that looks, well, kind of modern but still elegant. So let's try to build a townhouse with a little cafe at the ground floor. That sounds cute, doesn't it? Okay, let's pick out a color palette first. Oh dear, we're gonna try a lot of new things here today, and a lot of looks I haven't used much before. Here's what I was thinking for the color palette. At first I thought, dark oak, birch, sandstone. I've definitely never built with this color palette before. No, we've done this loads of times, but I do love that palette, and I thought it could work here. But then I thought, let's try blackstone instead. It's not a block I use often. I do really want to play around with it. But then it kind of clashes with the sandstone because this is a cool tone and this is a warm tone, and it does clash, which is not a bad thing. We could use that to our advantage. But then I thought, let's bring in that cool and diorite and birchwood. That kind of just makes sense in my brain. The diorite's cool, and the birchwood is kind of in between, honestly, and it softens this transition to the mushroom blocks or the bone blocks. Whatever I go for, they both look good with the birchwood, so a little bit worried about how this is going to look on a bigger build, but I think that is our color palette. And then obviously we have all the blackstone variants for the accents and the roofs and stuff. So let's do that first. I'm going to build up basically just a front of the house. I'm not going to worry about the back of it so much because, townhouses are mostly just viewed from the front, right? And the backs tend to be quite plain, and their sides often are connected to other houses. So let's build some sort of a house shape. I got a little bit carried away building. Oh, look at this thing. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy looking. Look at this color palette we're going with. We've got the blackstone, we've got the birchwood, a lot of these mushroom blocks, mushroom stems, that's it, bone blocks, and even a bit of grey concrete kind of hidden here. And yeah, I'm just going with the basic shape of it just now. Looks very boring, but then we're going to add a cafe on this side, which will hopefully be good fun. And I just need to figure out how to do a roof. And if I want to do another floor, I feel like I could get away with like another floor, but it's also the roof, like we have windows in the roof. Does that make sense? Like an attic kind of space? That would be very interesting to do. I'm thinking the steep roof regardless, and a lot of blackstone. Hopefully that will balance this out because it's looking a little bit boring just now. Like, it's interesting in the color for sure, in the textures, but it's a little bit boring in the shape. It's just a few of repeating patterns, so let's work on that. Speaking of getting carried away building, this whole thing has had an upgrade. Oh, look at it. Okay, so what happened here was that I was honestly just in a bit of a flow state, and I just kept building, and this is what I got. Because this is quite a new style for me, I don't actually have many things to say because I'm still figuring out what works and what doesn't work. I don't have anything to explain, I guess, while I'm building, and that led to a lot of this work being done off camera. But I still think this is surprisingly good for something I've never built before. I do feel a little bit disappointed in myself for only using a little bit of the birch. I feel like I should have just committed and maybe used more, but also this already looks good as it is, so at this point I'm not going to touch it. And I'm actually not even going to build a cafe today. I've realised that the idea I have for the cafe, it's going to sort of curve around this corner as if this was a street. So actually next thing I want to work is make this look more like a townhouse by adding a street. At the moment, as I look at it, I kind of see a townhouse, but I also see like half a manor almost. Like if you were to take this section and kind of paste it in here and have a perfectly symmetrical building, then it looks like a manor, doesn't it? It doesn't look much like a townhouse just now. So I'm going to create a nice little fake street here because a build's never finished before it has a path, and obviously that's more important than fixing what's going on in the back here. That's not important. We're not worrying about that. We're worrying about the front here, and the front needs a little street and a couple cute little trees and maybe something to cover up the mess of my testing world. But yeah, look at that. Here we go. We have our street, and I love the color palette for this actually. I've been really enjoying polished andesite, and andesite in general, I think it goes really well with the color palette of this build. It's distinct enough that it doesn't feel like it's part of the house, but it doesn't clash with anything here. So I think that looks really good, and I could only fit in one big tree here. But I do have a little bit of smaller bushes here. We have some grass here. We have a couple of rose bushes here and some potted plants at the entrance. I think that looks really good. In fact, it might not look like a townhouse too much because I did literally just spam leaves everywhere. So maybe if I cut down on these, it's gonna look a little bit more tiny housey. But I love leaves, guys. I love them. How am I meant to stop? It just looks so good. But anyways, I'm gonna stop it here for today. This is my build of the day and I'm very proud of it. I've just noticed we're missing a trapdoor here. Okay, here we go. Sorted. The whole build's basically finished now. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, there's a lot of things missing here. But we're gonna get onto that tomorrow. Actually, I'm gonna build this cafe section here. I'm gonna curve the street around, probably almost like this, in some sort of a curve. And then we can build like a little cafe here where the curve is. I have a very good image in my head of what that's meant to look like. So hopefully I can pull this off. Let me know what you guys think of the build, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye!